Hi, I'm going to show you how to make this silk ribbon embroidered cherry blossom. So I've got an air erasable pen here. You can get these from craftyattic.com. The ink disappears after a couple of days, depending on atmospheric conditions. Might be a little bit faster or a little bit slower. They come with an eraser at the other end, so if you draw a mark that you don't like, you can just undo it. So I didn't like the look of that branch. I'm just going to draw in another one now. I've rubbed out the two that I put in and just putting in the shapes that I like. So I've got here some 13mm pure silk embroidery ribbon. And I'm just running it through a set of hair straighteners to prepare it. If you don't have hair straighteners, you can use a regular iron. I find the hair straighteners quite handy. And I've got a chenille needle. Now chenille needles they've got very sharp points and very fat ends, so this is what you need to do ribbon embroidery. And you need to make sure that you use 100% silk ribbon. Nothing else will pass through your fabric. Nothing else will fold small enough. So I'm just tying a knot in one end and clipping it off very tight. And I'm just going to bring that ribbon up through the fabric here. The fabric I'm working on is a raw silk. I just bought it as a frock in a charity shop. It was a ball gown for £5. I've got enough silk to see me through till the day I die. So just now putting in some pins to anchor this ribbon. You can see I've twisted it into a cylindrical shape, and I'm just now pinning it along one of my pen marks there to form the branch that I want to make. And I've got just a regular sewing thread here on a regular needle, and I'm just going to couch down this large silk ribbon thread with the smaller thread here. So just attaching it with little stitches to the backing fabric so that it lays nice and flat and stays where I put it. So I'm just going to stitch all the way along to the end of this branch. When I get to the end, just going to pass the ribbon back through the fabric at the end of the branch. And I'm going to do all of the little branches in the same fashion, just bringing the ribbon up through, twisting, couching down so that I lay the basis of my branch there. Sometimes the twists get a little bit tangled. You just need to pull them up and they'll pass through quite nicely. So I've done all of the branches now, and I've got a raw sienna and a burgundy pro marker. These are permanent marker pens. I'm just going to use the two different colours to blend into each other to give me a very nice realistic effect on these branches. So I'm just allowing the silk to suck the ink that it wants. It won't bleed out into your backing fabric provided you don't over soak everything. You just need to allow the ribbon to take as much as it requires. So just now using the inks to blend each other together. If you find that you've got a bit of a harsh effect, you can just use the lighter pen to blend the darker ink in. But generally they're fairly well behaved here. So I'm going to work the whole of these branches in the same fashion, just letting the colours blend together, and you can see you get a really nice realistic effect there. So I'm just using the lighter pen there to blend the colours together. So keep going like this, and then that'll be the branches completely finished with. This is obviously the framework for these cherry blossoms that we're going to start working in a minute. So I've got some 7mm pure silk embroidery ribbon. I'm passing it through the hair straighteners in order to prepare it ready to sew. And you can see I've worked one already. So I've got a slightly smaller chenille needle because this is a slightly smaller ribbon. I'm just preparing it exactly the same way as I did last time. So tying a knot in one end, and I'll clip that knot off really nice and close. The reason you want to clip it off nice and close is so you don't accidentally tug on it when you're working and pull your petals out of shape. So start off by bringing the ribbon up through the fabric, use the needle to straighten it out, and you're leaving it puffed slightly off the fabric and passing it back through the centre of itself. So I'm just using a needle now, pulling it tight and then when you take the needle out, pull very, very gently, and the ends of the petals will just curl over and give you this beautifully delicate petal effect. So I'm going to work now 5 of these little petals in exactly the same way. So we're leaving it puffed slightly off the fabric, pulling the ribbon back down through the centre of itself, inserting a needle to catch the ribbon there, and then pulling gently to pull it into a point or a little curl at the tip of the petals there. So these are really very quick to do. Silk ribbon embroidery is very quick, and it looks absolutely stunning when you've done it. So just 5 little stitches for each of these flower heads, and that's all they require. So I'm just continuing to work these little petals now round in a circle around a centre point. So you can get your silk ribbon here from craftyattic.com. We do free worldwide postage provided your order is over a minimum amount. If you're in the UK, you get free postage provided it's over about £5. So we do bundles for starters, all sorts of different sizes, different lengths, so you can choose what it is that you want. So I've got now Blossom and Rose Pro Marker pens. I'm just going to touch the wide bit to the centre of the flower here, allowing the silk just to draw the ink, and then use the fat end again just to touch the tips of the petals to get this beautifully graduated effect here on the petals. When they dry, these pens become a little bit more subtle, so you get this beautifully translucent effect with these pens. You don't want to be using any fabric paint or anything that will clog up the fibres on the silk, and you'll lose that beautiful sheen and translucence of the silk. So I'm just going to continue now colouring all of these flowers in exactly the same way. Again, it's a very quick process. It's only by using white ribbon and then dyeing like this after you've sewn that you can get these beautifully realistic effects with your flowers. So now I've finished the flowers themselves, I've just got some tiny seed beads here, some little amber seed beads, and I'm just going to use a regular embroidery thread. It's 1 strand of a white DMC embroidery thread, and just coming up through the centre of the flower, picking up 1 seed bead and stitching back down into the petal. So these are the little stamen on the cherry blossoms. So just do 1 or 2 on each petal to form the centre of your flowers, just to finish the flowers off beautifully. I'm just going to show you how to work these little leaves here. So again, the 7mm white silk embroidery ribbon, bringing the ribbon up through the fabric, using the needle to flatten the base of that, passing the ribbon back down through the centre of itself. So it's exactly the same stitch as we used to form the petals on the cherry blossom flowers. So I'm just going to work these little leaves opposite each other on these little branches, or almost opposite each other. And just cover the bits of branch that haven't got blossom on them with a smattering of these little leaves. These are very, very quick to work, don't take any time at all. So now I've got pastel green and soft green Pro Marker pens in exactly the same way as the petals. I'm just going to colour the base of the leaf nearest the branch with the soft green, and use the darker green towards the tip. These are nice soft pastel shades here. So we've nearly finished our little cherry blossoms. They don't take very long at all, and they look absolutely stunning when you finish them. I think we're going to make this into a lamp shade when it's finished. So here are my little blossoms all finished now. So please come along to the website. There are loads and loads of different tutorials for you to do different flowers and different projects for you to have a look at on the website there. We have all of the materials that you'll need to create a project like this on the website there, so please come along, subscribe to us on YouTube and you'll get all the latest films as they come out, and do have a go because it's so much fun. Thanks very much for watching.